one of the things we're talking about is the inevitability of aging, but one of the things we're also talking about is the opportunity for those of us who can caretake and be near people who are aging to get benefit from that. Talk more about what you
I will. In fact, this is something I'm passionate about. Let me start with the word caregiver. That's not language or framing that I like. Because in American society, we frame caregiving as a caregiver and a recipient. And in a lot of families, the female member of the family that gets the shortest straw becomes the caregiver, and it becomes a dyadic relationship that is stunting to both people. And because I was operating as a physician, instead of being locked into a one-to-one relationship, I was having lots of relationships with people. And I began to think about this more as care partnering. So care partnering is actually much more akin to how we operate a household with young children. And as soon as the kid is big enough to put the milk on the table, they do it.
Right.
Okay? You don't
And they love
caregive.
doing it,
Yes.
to your point. Yeah.
Exactly. So we often disable older people or people living with infirmity because they're being cared for. And the story I was trying to get at with that quote is that if you open your eyes and ears, you're in a situation where your care partner can teach you a lot of things. And when that care partner who's teaching you understands that they're giving, it lightens their burden as well. So some of the most unhappy caregivers I've ever seen have actually been the most committed and devoted caregivers because their reciprocity meter is totally out of whack.
Wow.
And they are not happy. And you've seen this sometimes in families. The second thing, if I could say, is that I just spoke individually. Culturally, we're living in a society that's governed by adults without elder supervision.
And adults, I think we should put in quotes, Bill.
Yeah.
Right at this moment, I think
Actually,
adults should be in quotes.
And I'll even
personally.
say, adulthood, we talk about aging. You know what the problem is in America? It's adulthood.
Yeah.
Adulthood is out of frickin' control.
Yeah.
It's gone mad. And not only has adulthood gone mad, we've given adults all the power. And all you have to do is look around to see what happened. And in many societies around the world and through history, adults have had the power, but they've been gentled by and counseled by elders in a variety of different ways. And instead of that, our society did the opposite. We exiled our elders into a hidden world. We pushed them off the map of the world. And all that were left were the adults. And I'll say one last thing, if I may, about this. You can see the consequences of this in the adultification of childhood. The reservoirs of space and time and freedom that were once reserved to childhood are increasingly encroached upon by adultified behaviors, expectations, outcome metrics. And this expansion of adulthood has been a very toxic phenomenon for us. So when people in my presence talk about what are we going to do about the problem of aging, I always like to reframe it as what are we going to do about the problem of adults?